British Health Secretary Matt Hancock has resigned after reports of an affair with a female employee. But the official reason is a violation of corona rules. Many questions remained unanswered, including to Prime Minister Johnson. Hancock is gone, but the pressure on Prime Minister Boris Johnson remains high. The opposition criticizes the fact that the head of government did not fire Hancock, but initially even supported him. The parliamentary group leader of the Scottish SNP party, Ian Blackford, spoke of a massive failure of leadership. The fish stings from the head, he said. Labour Party's Lucy Powell told Sky News that Johnson had a very dangerous blind spot on issues of integrity and conduct in public life. In fact, Johnson had quickly put the affair around the foreign-smacking health minister aside. After the first apology from his confidant, the Prime Minister announced that the case was closed. When the resignation could no longer be averted because more and more MPs from Johnson's Conservative Party demanded it, the Prime Minister expressly praised Hancock. "You can leave the office proud of what you have achieved," he said to the 42-year-old. The affair of the married minister with a close colleague, which was made public on Friday by The Sun and which is reminiscent of a Secret Service operation, was the low point in Hancock's almost 3 years in office. For months he had to fend off new accusations. Sometimes an acquaintance, owner of a local pub, received an order worth millions for the delivery of corona protective equipment, although he has no experience with it. Then again, he sank billions of pounds into an unsuitable corona test program. Johnson's ex-advisor Dominic Cummings claimed Hancock lied numerous times during the pandemic. The Prime Minister criticized him in a short message as completely hopeless, and I mean Cummings with that. And the original was fucking hopeless. Matt Hancock's legacy as Secretary of Health is one of nepotism and failure, tweeted Liberal Democrat leader Edward Davey. But Hancock survived all of that, partly with luck, until now. Without the success of the vaccination program, he would have been sort of long ago, commented the Sunday Telegraph. That he preached strict corona rules and emphasized that he would not even hug his parents, but that he was caught kissing his colleague deeply, but that was ultimately too much for his Conservative Party. He had broken the corona distance rules, and whoever set up the regulations had to adhere to them all the more, said the father of 3 children in a video message on Saturday evening. Johnson named all-purpose weapon Sajid Javid, who already held several cabinet positions and who had resigned as finance minister in February 2020 in a dispute with the Prime Minister, as his successor. Hancock's lover, who also has 3 children, also resigned from her post. "The last thing I want is for my personal life to divert attention from the single-minded focus that is bringing us out of the crisis," said Hancock. But the opposition does not want to let him escape that easily. They insistently demand an investigation. So it must be clarified whether Hancock had violated the regulations by hiring the 43-year-old, were the two already a couple when she signed the consultancy contract endowed with £15,000 annual salary from the state treasury, or did they just get together then? But the pressure on Johnson will not decrease anytime soon. With Hancock, the Prime Minister lost his scapegoat. Sky News commented on that way at least. The 42-year-old has been the face of the pandemic fight and has served as a lightning rod multiple times. And again he faced the press, swarmed away critical issues and pointedly directed his gaze forward, praises the success of the vaccination campaign and the commitment of the nursing staff, also in his letter of resignation. The Johnson administration will probably not shake off the accusation of nepotism anytime soon. This is a government of people who see politics less as an opportunity to serve their country and more as a game in which they can play regardless of the consequences, wrote the Sunday newspaper The Observer. Hancock's position was untenable, but his resignation will not change the fundamental nature of our government as long as Boris Johnson remains Prime Minister. And there's one more thing we should ask. How did the pictures of the kissing couple, which were obviously made by a surveillance camera in the ministerial office, get to the Sun? It shows that there's a security flaw somewhere and that the ministry needs to investigate, the Sunday Times quoted a source in security circles as saying. Maybe even government meetings and internal communications are at risk. The Ministry of Health launched an internal investigation. And it's a story I think we're going to hear a little bit about in the next few weeks, even with Hancock gone, but enough happened in his time as minister. And I'll see you in my next video. Auf Wiedersehen.